So how do people think of another universe compared to ours? Do you think? You know, some people say there's 10% aliens out there, maybe more than 10%. Do you think that these aliens are not what we think they are? In other words, not like the movies portrayal, bug eyes and creepy, fleshy. Maybe they just actually kind of look like us, because in a sense we're aliens too. It's we landed on Mars. Or DNA. Do you think maybe they kind of just look like us, but maybe they look different? Do you think there's only one universe, you know, compared to ours, or a parallel universe? Or do you think there's multiple universes? There's like so many things. Or do you think maybe they have... I heard that we can't change the past, even if we did time travel. So that sucks. We can't change the past. There's a lot of things that we could, if we could. I guess maybe it'd be bad, you know, we couldn't change the past. But do you think, well, since we can't change the past, and if there's another parallel universe, so there's another universe that I can see myself at a younger age, but all the things that happened or other events throughout the whole history cannot be changed because it's already been done, even though we'll go back in the past. Because time in the past has already finished the task, even though if we time travel, we go back to the past. Time was, you know, all the actions, events will still be played out. So unfortunately, the people who won the Southerners who won the Civil War, I guess that cannot be possible. So I just learned that. I thought if you can go back in time, you could change the past. Maybe, but this is all speculation from what we know now. Who knows 20, 30 years from now? Maybe we can alter the past, you know? Do you think maybe like on this other parallel universe, that it's a other universe with, you know, with another United States, you know, like it's the same United States, but it's just different. Perhaps, do you think maybe these so-called aliens can read people's brains? Do you think they can infuse our brains? Do you think, what do you guys think? Do you think there was maybe like an ancient aliens? If there's multiple universes out there, there's like ancient aliens, and then there's like, you know, more advanced aliens, different than us. So they said there's only 10% now, but they haven't got the. They said that once they get the telescope, which they're making, they can see really in detail, way out of our solar system, interstellar, and they said they can actually look in detail. And if there's aliens there, they can just have to find them. So what we know now is always going to change, you know. But also what we know now won't change because, you know, germ theory is always going to be a theory to the end of time because it's already tried and tested, you know. Our DNA is 90%. That's tried and tested. That's not going to change. I mean, we might find more about our DNA, but stuff like this can't change because it's already proven and tested in the labs, you know. This is, you know, stuff in science will change, but the things that are already tried and tested in the labs, you know, it's going to stay as it's fact, such as germ theory. We have 90% DNA, but we might like learn more. Now they're just advanced. So you know, that's like if there was a God out there and we could test it, you know, and try it, that would make sense. Then there would be a God. Whatever kind of God it would, who knows? If it's an alien God, but also, what the problem is, I don't think gods will ever be possible enough then because it's just too way more supernatural than even an alien. It's like too absurd, you know, with aliens and demons and Satan. That's like something straight out of fantasy. Aliens are always going to be plausible because different planets, different universes, different species. And obviously, as a god, they have to have a creator. Gods will never be possible. I can just say that for sure. But aliens, on the other hand, absolutely always be possible. So, so what do you guys think? Do you think the aliens kind of maybe, and who knows how many species out there? Like maybe one of them kind of look like us, but you know maybe a little different, or because you know the truth is always stranger than fiction. X-Files, the truth is out there, right? The thing with I mean, it's just, I guess, you know, speculation. I mean, maybe they, who knows if there's like little green men or bug-eyed aliens, but for the people that said they found the comet, you know, well, there could be like a bunch of different alien species, I guess, perhaps, but you know, maybe it's not as strange as we think. Maybe these aliens kind of just look like us in just an alternate universe, and that alternate universe is an alternate Earth, you know. But that would, I think there's an alternate universe, but also there's other different universes because there's different planets out there, exoplanets, planets that resemble Earth, that have water and life on there. You know, not like the planets that we're observing now, which is nothing. This is why once we're making these telescopes that we can see way interstellar where these planets are, we can actually see detail. It's going to be crazy, folks. It's going to get more advanced and more insane. That's what I'm saying. I think all of this will be explained possibly in our lifetime, because the technology is going to be so crazy. And we can pinpoint the beginning. We already have experiments done using a laser to simulate how the origin of life would have came to be with an asteroid. And these scientists did these experiments where they replicated molecules of DNA, RNA, and XNA, and it proved true. This is how it could have happened. So this means that life, panspermia, these molecules, origins of life have came from different places all over the cosmos. And I think once we piece all these elements, which we often plan going. We're going to Saturn, we're going to Jupiter, we're going to Mars. We piece all of this together, we can find actually the building blocks of life. Or maybe we don't have to do that, because on the comet has the amino acids. Amino acids has proteins, and the proteins is what's needed for life. So I think this could play out a bunch of different ways, and you know we're going to get to the truth of it, one way or another. It's a very exciting time to live. Nobody would have thought of this. I know I wouldn't have thought of this years ago, that we would finally find out how the origin of life came to be. But now science is in your face. This is amazing. And I think obviously this is going to be broadcast in the news, and it's going to really change the game completely. It's going to affect theology. People just get that really lack of belief. And hopefully there's no conflicts, but there's no riots, I hope. Religious people, churches, and say, you lied to me. And then religious people find religion. To tell you the truth, we could be wiped out anytime, pretty much. The gamma ray burst happened millions of years ago. Or thousands of years ago, and that can happen any time. The universe is not our friend, folks. It's you might think things are in some sense constant, but some of it is not, because it's just chaos out there. It's like the real hell. You got asteroids and comets just doing random shit. It's no hand of God, or God's doing anything. We could get struck anytime by, really, literally any time by gamma ray burst, and that could just really affect us big time. But that's why we have scientists to observe the universe and to show that we're okay so far, because they're observing. Like I said, without science we're doomed. Without science we couldn't find out, the planet's orbiting. We couldn't find out the deadly radiation up there, the deadly gases. We can. That's why science is our life. So you should be proud that you're alive. Because if we had no science, we could die. Because there's a true story of this person that got the comet came to Earth and it killed them. It's a true story. The comet just came to Earth and just killed this person. Like I said, the person didn't do anything. It's just random. The universe is kind of random. It's chaos. Order meets chaos. Our universe came out of chaos. It's not a pretty picture, that's why people think the religion or some spiritual gives them comfort. But once we find out more that we're on our own for now, and we're not totally an accident, and the universe came out of chaos, and it's hostile to life. There's plants and cracks that can die. Penguins have wings they can't use. They can't fly. They have wings there, but if God created everything, why would He create the penguin with wings that the penguin can't use to fly with? And a lot of other things. Their genes. Why is there extra chunk chromosome or genes that we don't use that are for bacteria and for parasites and viruses? This leads to a genetic experiment by some extraterrestrials. And that's why, people born with mutations, abnormalities, birth defects, cancer. See, everything that people attributed to God is because nobody can explain it. Now, you can explain it. We're getting closer and closer to the truth. And the truth is stranger than fiction. And the truth is, we're aliens. And our creator are aliens. We're just a different species. So, it's still a lot to piece the puzzle. Once we find the origin of life, then we're going to find, the cause of the Big Bang. Then we're going to find out the really, strange, mysterious why we were a genetic experiment. Why? And if we are, then this means that other aliens made other aliens. This is where it gets to the really, really unknown stuff. So I think one step at a time, but nonetheless, even that first step, the origin of life, once we find out how that came to be, that's going to affect theology. Even if we don't saw the Big Bang first, or if we saw the Big Bang first, these three things. Once we solve one of these three things, only one, it's going to throw theology out the window. Because this proves aliens' life out there. This proves that God didn't create people from dirt. Much more complicated. A bunch of organic chemicals, elements. Because we are elements. Hydrogen, oxygen, we are this. We wouldn't be here if the stars didn't explode. It's somewhat kind of random, but not really random. Because everything's having a process. And the process is the process of science and the laws. People once said on the LG show, LG asked, to the religious people, well, why can't God, just come out and just, flex his powers, just show he's got all these powers. And this religious person says, well, you're asking God to make